Father Rick Stansberry grew up in Oklahoma City and attended Cassidy School. At the age of 16, he converted to the Catholic faith and became a member of Christ the King Parish. He was ordained to the priesthood in 1992, and his first assignment was at St. Charles Borromeo in Oklahoma City. He came to Christ the King in June of 2007, and at the same time was named Judicial Vicar for the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City. One of Father Rick's highest honors was receiving the Distinguished Pastor Award from the National Catholic Education Association. He has also received a Legatus recognition for involvement in this Catholic professionals group. Thank you, Father Rick, for your 25 years of excellence and your guidance in our spiritual lives.
Rick, I'm here tonight to congratulate you and celebrate with you on your 25th anniversary of your priesthood. I don't think your dad and I would have ever dreamed the day you were born at St. Anthony Hospital and the sisters were making such a fuss over you that one day you'd become a priest. But somehow I think you knew from the time you were a little boy what you meant to do with your life. Although you took a few detours along the way, once you made up your mind and made that final decision, you've never looked back.
I've known Rick since 6th grade, some 44 years ago, and many of those antics over those years have played out like scenes of the classic sitcoms he loves so much, especially Andy Griffith. And some days Rick is Andy, most days in fact he's Barney, but we've always had a good time together. And over that time he's been a great friend of my wife Matilda as well, and a great role model to our 2 children. As I mentioned, I've known Rick long before it was obvious he was going to become a priest. But looking back upon it, the fact that he had a large church-type organ in the living room of his parents' house, where he was prone to playing hymns and the introduction of the Vitor Toccata as loudly as possible, should have been some hint as to the vocation he would choose, as well as the pomp and ceremony that he's so fond of. And now, as he celebrates his 25th anniversary as a priest, we congratulate him on being back at Christ the King, which is the parish that really helped ignite his passion for the priesthood, and offer our congratulations, job well done, and thanks for being a great friend.
I've known Father Rick for over 30 years. We started seminary on the very same day. He had a bit more hair in those days, and I was a tad thinner, but we have been friends ever since. And Rick is the gold standard. He and I have been through thick and thin, ordained the very same day. And as far as I'm concerned, Rick is a priest's priest. I'm always amazed at what a good pastor he is, how he tends to the sick of his parish, how good he is with governance of his parish, and just what a great soul he has. So I just want to say happy 25th, buddy, and I hope we've got 25 more ahead of us.
I first encountered Father Stansberry as a young seminarian when he was assigned to spend a year at St. Charles as a kind of internship. And after that first year, which I enjoyed immensely, I don't know how he felt about it, but when he was ordained, I was fortunate enough to somehow prevail upon the bishop to assign him to St. Charles. During that time, it became obvious that he had a real talent for pastoral ministry. He was able to contact people, old people, young people, middle-aged people, young married couples, school children, staff. All of these people he was able to relate to empathize with, and to be a part of their lives. This is an impressive characteristic of Father Stansberry, his capacity to meet people on many multiple levels and relate to them.
We met Father Rick in 1991 when we were members of St. Charles Parish. He was there before he was a priest. We got to know him then. My wife saw him in the parking lot one day and said, "You want to go to Whitewater with kids and me?" He said, "Sure." So that's what kicked off our friendship. Not long after that, we met his mother. We've shared many holidays and fun times and good times, bad times. Since then, he's been a real support to us and a real friend, and he's just part of our family. Rick has been a blessing to us all. He's one of those few people who's a man of God who understands and ministers to everyday people by example and by sharing his own story in a way that brings them all closer to God.
I've known Father Rick my whole life. I got to meet him when I was a baby because I was his first baptism. If you've ever been around both of us at the same time, you probably already know that because he likes to tell everybody. But really, I'm the one that feels famous for being his first baptism. I didn't get to spend time with Father Rick at Christ the King as a student, but I got to spend time with him as part of the altar server A-team. Me and 4 other friends in my grade at McGinnis, we served all the big masses like the Easter Vigil and the Christmas Midnight Mass. So it was fun to get to know Father through altar serving. Father Rick is a priest, and as a priest, you live a life of service. There's nobody around that really lives out that call to service as much as Father Rick. He's there for everybody. He spends all his days visiting with people, going to visit the sick at the hospitals, being with people in their times of need. Anytime I have something going on in my life that's causing me pain or anxiety, he's always the first person to text me. He's always caring about me. When I got in my car wreck, he was the first one to call me and let me know that he was thinking about me, and I really appreciate that.
My husband Steve and I have been parishioners at Saints Peter and Paul since 1977. I converted to Catholicism in 1988 and found myself getting more and more involved in the church. During this time, I found that our parish was blessed with a great and faithful priest, and I was blessed with a lifetime friend.
Father Rick, you are an amazing man of faith, and I'm so very happy you're being honored. I was privileged to call you boss, both at Rosary School at St. Francis and also at Christ the King. We had so many amazing highs, like when you were selected as the NCEA Distinguished Pastor. And of course, we had some tragic lows. But through it all, I never doubted that I had your prayers and your support, and that's so very important. I was blessed to call you pastor at both places as well, and I will be forever grateful for your compassion and understanding, and it is such a treasure to me.
Father Rick and I started at Christ the King kind of together, my full-time administrator position as well as his, and helped each other navigate through the school life of Christ the King. I would say Father Rick is the true representation of a shepherd to his flock. He really has a gift for working with children. I would invite anyone to come to a school mass to see his gifts that he shares with the children on a weekly basis in a mass situation. He can speak to a kindergartner as well as an 8th grader in the same setting and send out the same message. And I really feel that's why the students at Christ the King School adore him.
One of the things that I like most about Father is the role model of a priest that he is. Serving with reverence both on and off the altar, but also being a man, someone I can relate to and like have a conversation with. And that kind of thing. It's a real gift, having that role model. And then, but one of the things I really appreciate about Father is the encouragement and support that he has given me in continuous discernment of the vocation. I know that he would love more than anything for me to go all the way and be a priest, but I know what he wants more than anything for me and for everyone is just to know and do God's will, whatever that is. So that knowledge and his encouragement and whatever path God takes, it's really been a gift.
I've known Father Rick for as long as I can remember, ever since St. Charles, whenever he actually had hair, until now at Christ the King. And I've always noticed that he's a very good role model, and he can take all of his spiritual leadership and take it from the parish into the real world. I've noticed that firsthand at various mission trips I've gone with him on spring break. And it seems that every time we travel with him, something goes wrong, but he always works it out and figures it out for all of us. He's really good with the altar servers. He always makes sure that they know what they're doing, and every single time there's a new one, he always helps them get through it and works with them through that and helps them get through their first Mass, and then always makes everyone applaud for them afterwards. And congrats, Father Rick, for making it this far. Hopefully you keep going and be the pastor here, because we think that you're really great here.
Father Rick, 25 years. Congratulations. I'm honored to have this opportunity tonight on this remarkable milestone in your life and ministry, to have the chance to thank you for all of the important milestones in my family and in the Cooper family that you have been a part of over the years. We have celebrated together 7 baptisms, 5 First Communions, 5 8th grade graduations, 6 confirmations, 3 weddings, and 3 funerals. You have shared our joy and our sorrow. Most meaningful to me are the times in my mother's last weeks and days when you simply appeared, needed but not called. You prayed us through, you offered her prayers and sacraments, and no matter how weak she was, we could always see in her face the comfort and the peace that those blessings gave her, and her peace gave us peace. Thank you for that. And on behalf of all the families that you have similarly served, thank you. You are our good shepherd.
I met Father Rick when I came to the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City a little over 6 years ago. He was among the first priests that I met. I met him because he was not only a pastor of Christ the King and a very good pastor at that, but he was also on our archdiocesan staff. He works in our tribunal, so I met Father Rick in that capacity as well. We had opportunity to travel together in Europe, which was kind of fun. Got to know him a little bit better during a pilgrimage in Rome. So he's always been just a joyful guy. He's been a pleasure to be with, a pleasure to be around. His sense of humor is kind of legendary among those who know him well. So I have the greatest admiration, respect for Father Rick as a priest, as a pastor, but a great appreciation as a friend as well.
I've known Father Rick for a long time. He is truly an exceptional person, totally revered by all that I know. I've never heard anyone say anything but good about him. He's done so much for this parish, the beautification, the wonderful school and facility upgrades, the increased parishioners. But along with all the amazing work he has done here, bet they would have a really hard time replacing him at the archdiocesan offices. When Bob Ross and I committed to chairing the Catholic Charities Building Campaign, the first person we contacted to help was Father Rick. And what a great decision that was. He was so helpful to us in raising funds that we named the wonderful Sleeping Jesus bench in front of the building in his honor. Whenever I've asked his advice and help in contacting anyone regarding a fund drive, whether it's for the establishment of Cristo Rey High School, a green tie gala, or some construction project at McGinnis, he is always so much more than helpful. Works with me like he is responsible for the outcome. I just have to say to you, Archbishop, can't he just stay here forever? I can't imagine life at Christ the King without him.
Well, thank you, Father, for 25 years of service and working in this parish directly and impacting the lives of everyone. And I know my family and I deeply appreciate it.
Congratulations, Father Rick. We're so happy for you, and you've just been such a wonderful addition to the community. Everyone loves you, and I love seeing you when you're walking through the neighborhood and waving to you. I'm just really happy for you. Congratulations.
I really want to congratulate Father for 25 years of priesthood. From me and my family to you, thank you for all you've done. Thank you for your friendship. And thank you for the love that you've shown our family and all of the families at any parish you've ever been a part of.
Father Rick, have a fantastic Jubilee year, and thank you for answering God's call. God bless you always.
God bless you, and congratulations on 25 wonderful years of priesthood.
Happy 25th anniversary, Father Rick, from all of the Browns to you, and may God bless you onward.
Congratulations, Father Rick, and God bless you.
Father Rick, it's a joy to wish you congratulations on the 25th anniversary of your ordination as a priest. You're an outstanding priest. I value your priestly ministry here in our archdiocese, and I wish you blessings for years to come. Ad multos annos.
Rick, I just want you to know how proud I am of you, how blessed my life has been by you, and I'm sure you've blessed many lives along the way of the people that you've served. So congratulations, and I love you.